Game 1 of this year's State of Origin series was perhaps one of, if not the fastest rugby league game to date. It was incredible. My voice is still recovering. Queensland got the job done by Isaiah being 2 centimetres too short of the Queensland try line, but as always, New South Wales ready to make a bunch of changes heading into Game 2 while Queensland trying to pick and stick even if they lose by 50. I'm here to give my predicted New South Wales and Queensland State of Origin teams for Game 2 in around 10 days' time. Now, I know we have a whole weekend of footy to come out, but I'm going to do this knowing that there is probably going to be an injury or a suspension, just like we saw with my New South Wales team when both Tommy Turbo and I think he might have been the only one who did get injured, which is just very painful. But guys, if you are enjoying the content, make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. It is totally free. Comment your teams and your thoughts on my team down below. Quick disclaimer. This isn't who I think Billy and Freddie will pick. This is who I will pick. But we'll start off with New South Wales because that's the team that a lot of people are going to change. And now, like I said, this isn't the team I think Freddie will pick. This is my team. So it's very similar to the team I picked for Game 1. But let's get straight into it. For the ins, we'll start with the outs. The outs for this team are Daniel Tupou, Tarek Sims, Stephen Crichton, and Ryan Madison. Daniel Tupou, look, I don't think Freddie should drop him. If I'm Freddie, I'd probably be sticking with Daniel Tupou as he had a monster Game 1. But I would have had Josh Adokar in that Game 1 anyway. And there was no point throwing Tupou in there for me. I guess it was the height thing, but Xavier Coates did get injured. I guess that is hindsight, but I would never have had Tupou in there personally. I don't even think that Tupou was playing better at Clubland than Josh Adokar. Not that Tupou's been playing bad, I just think Josh Adokar wasn't that bad. As a winger, you can only do so much, and Josh Adokar, I think, is still the best winger in the competition and has been, not on form, but has still been the best winger in the competition all season. So, sorry Tupou, you're just not my team. Tarek Sims, I didn't have him in my Game 1 team. I can understand why Freddie picked him on loyalty, even though he didn't pick some of the other players on loyalty. I wouldn't have him in there. I would change the back rows personally. Stephen Crichton, he's not a utility. I know covering the Stags injury was good, but it's just hard for a centre. I would personally use the utility in a different way. So unfortunately, Stephen Crichton, he has to come out of that side. I know he struggled in Game 1, but it's hard for a centre to come on and try and make an impact off the bench. And Ryan Madison, he didn't play bad, Ryan Madison. He went quiet. I was there live and you couldn't even notice him. And he wasn't in my Game 1 team. Either way, you could probably drop him, you might not, but unfortunately he doesn't make my team for Game 2. For the ins, Josh Adokar, like I said, he would have been in my Game 1 team, as would Jake Trbojevic. Oh my God, we missed him so much in Game 1. Missing basically his defence. He can still ball play, and he's had 2 games, so he's definitely responded with the captaincy. If not, you got to have him in that squad. He's one of the leaders of New South Wales. It was only a few years ago that we were all shocked that he wasn't captain over James Tedesco when Boyd Corner hung up the boots. I would have the Fox and Jake in there, even just in the squad. They have to be there. They know what it takes to get the job done. And New South Wales having to win 2 games in a row. Jakey got man of the match last time they played in Perth. It makes all the sense in the world. Nico Hines is my 14. Are we forgetting that this man was a great utility for the Melbourne Storm when they won the premiership? He can play on his experience at dummy half. He can play in the middle anywhere. He can cover any outside back position. You can even throw Whiten into the back row and play him in the centres if you get an injury there. He's also in red-hot form. I mean, does that not account for something? When Cleary went missing in Game 1, Nico Hines could have been the second superstar. I know he got Tedesco who tried his guts out, but I feel like we need an extra point of attack. And Nico Hines has been a top 5 player in the competition this season. Angus Crichton would come onto the bench for me in place of Ryan Madison to cover one of these back row spots, and he's proven that he can do it in the middle, and he's proven he can be there. He's been there and done it before. Now, what does that leave the team with? Well, this is what my New South Wales team looks like for game 2. At fullback, James Tedesco. On the wings, Brian Toto and the Fox. The centres are Jack White, now best in game 1. And I've left Tony Staggs in there. We need X Factor. He did nothing wrong in game 1, and I feel like we're just waiting to see what he can do in the Origin arena. I wouldn't pick Latrell. I would have if he had a game under his belt, but we saw Queensland pick both Munster and Grant after injuries. And all this talk about how good Munster is, he was dead in game 1 of last year. Luai, Cleary, they picked themselves. The front row, I would start with Haas and Jake Trbojevic. Have Jake on there, just snapping blokes. I'm not going to put him out for 80 minutes like MG said, but he's there to snap blokes in half for the first 30 minutes. Damien Cook's my hooker. He's got to be there, and he's got to be more of a focus. I don't want to play Panthers footy. I can get their combination in their players, but we're not Penrith. This is Origin. Martin, he'll start on the left. He played in their kick-outs place at points last year, that Penrith combination. Even though I just said I want to play Panthers footy, he'd be great on the left. And just have him killing Daly Cherry Evans. Cameron Murray, he stays on the right. He has to start and play 80 minutes. Isaiah Yeo at 13. On the bench, like I said, the utility Nico Hines. Junior Barlow, I thought he had a quiet game too, but I would have him on my off the bench just killing people. RCG, he's there for the same, and Angus Crichton around off the 17. But now we'll get straight into the Queensland Maroons, and there's not too much to say here. Just the one change, Xavier Coates. He looks like he's gone for a long time. So Murray Tuolagi, he comes into the side. So Ponga at fullback, on the wings, Cobbo, Tuolagi. The centres, Holmes and Gayo. You can also get that Cowboys connection with Holmes and Tuolagi on the left. Munster, GCE, the two best players from game 2. In the forwards, Tino, Hunt, Papali'i, Kate Welker, Connor. On the bench, Grant, Collins, Carrigan, and Nanai. You could maybe throw Arrow in over Nanai if his knee or ankle is still playing up. I forget which one it was, because did that man not take a needle? That bit of adrenaline, oh my God, that was a scary comeback. I thought he did his ACL. But guys, there are my predicted teams for State of Origin Game 2. Like I said, smash that like button. Name your team in the comment section and react to my team. Am I dumb? Am I smart? Subscribe if you haven't already. It's totally free. And I'll see you guys in the next one.